Welcome and what is up there everybody, this is Casper Trader back here with another video today. And in today's video we're going to be doing a portfolio review showing you guys how our portfolio has performed in the last week, and boy was it a crazy week. To be honest, I haven't seen this crazy of a week in the stock market ever since I started investing, which was over 3 years ago, that I can recall as clearly as this week. But overall, I'm going to show you guys if we profited or if we made a loss in the last week, as well as our future plans with this portfolio to grow it to 100K as soon as possible. So before we get into the video, I'd really appreciate you guys could smash that like button below and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you guys have not yet. I'd really appreciate it a ton. Alright guys, so as you can see, today we're currently up around $213. In the last week, we ended up losing a little bit of money. We lost 2.5% or $413, and that was mainly just because of the stock market going down. Nothing really crazy on my end that caused that, just the stock market in general. And I actually did a few things to have that loss be minimized by actually a decent amount, which I'm going to be talking about a little bit later, so stay tuned. In the last month, we are actually up 11.6%, so I'm definitely not complaining. Last 3 months, we're up 52%, crazy, 5.4K. In the last year, we're up 5.4K as well, 51%. And overall, we're up 4.8K or 44%. So one of the main reasons why this week has not been too good is because of Tesla stock crashing, and since Tesla is a pretty big part of my portfolio, as you can see, around 41%, in the last week it did fall like 7%, so we did lose a significant amount on the stock. But I also took this as an opportunity to buy a few more shares. So if you take a look at the history right here, I bought 0.2 shares today, and on January 22nd, so in the beginning of the week, I bought half a share for $420 at $840 per share. So I took this as a little bit of an opportunity to buy shares at a cheaper price. I definitely think that Tesla has a huge future ahead of it. The stock will most likely 2x, 3x, 4x in the upcoming years. In my opinion, I'm not a financial advisor, but that's just my opinion on this stock. I'm not going to go over too much details on this stock because I just want to go over my portfolio to show you guys my gains and losses. But yeah, Tesla is definitely one of my favorite stocks. Just one of those stocks that I keep buying and buying and buying. So, as you guys know, GameStop, so other than Tesla, GameStop has been going crazy. If you haven't heard about GameStop, you're probably living under a rock. Like, this has been the most insane week that I've seen in my life in the stock market. And I read somewhere, don't remember the exact source, but half of the people who have Robinhood owned at least one share of GameStop. That's mind-blowing to me, knowing that millions upon millions of people, I would say even tens of millions of people, I'm not exactly sure how many people use Robinhood, but so many people were buying into GameStop. And recently it did crash down a little bit, but it's still staying pretty strong at the area that it's at. I personally didn't buy any shares because I found out about this a little bit later. I actually found out about GameStop when it was at around like $70, $80 per share, but I was a little bit skeptical about it, so I didn't buy in. And I thought it was too late after it hit like around $200 per share, so I took a different approach. And don't hate me, but what I actually did is I bought puts on GameStop. And I ended up profiting. There's a lot of puts that I bought, and sold, tried to like sell, cancel contracts, modify them, etc., etc. So this is going to be a big history for it. But the overall calculated gain on them, which is super surprising that I actually gained money on it, especially considering the fact that when I was buying these contracts, GameStop was around $330 per share. And when I sold them, GameStop was like at $300 per share. So not a big price movement. But the reason that I was able to make the profit, which is $175 on GameStop, was because of the IV, which is the implied volatility on the stock. Because there has been so much volume and so much volatility in the stock that just that alone mostly pushed those option prices up. So I was actually able to profit off of that, which I would say is really lucky on my side. I didn't want to hold it for longer because I did not understand what was going on. Like all this IV going up and down in huge swings. I was just not ready for it. I don't think I have enough experience to hold these more long term. So I held it for a few days, sold it for $175 profit. So that helped minimize our gains in the last week, but we still did lose a decent amount of money, mostly because of Tesla, but as well other stocks that we hold in our portfolio. So everything in our portfolio is about the same, except we did buy a few new stocks. Like I mentioned before, I bought a little bit of Tesla. AMD standing where it is. Revolve, didn't buy any more. Lemonade, neither. I'm pretty sure I did buy 2 shares of Upwork though, if I recall correctly. Yep, I bought 2 shares of Upwork today for about 41.45 per share, so exactly where it's at right now. And the reason for this is that I actually had a dream that this stock went up 100% when I woke up. So that's why. No, I'm just kidding. Even though that is true, I do see a bright future for Upwork, and I feel like my position isn't large enough to reflect how much I believe in this company, since it's only such a tiny fraction of my portfolio. I see such a huge future in Upwork, and especially with this whole pandemic, people have turned to hiring people remotely for different jobs that they need to fulfill in their company. And with this company sitting at a market cap of only $5 billion, I think that this can easily increase to around a $30 billion market cap, which is a 6x from here. I'm not a financial advisor, but those are just my opinions on this company. I think it's a phenomenal company, and right now I thought it was a great time to buy it on the dip. I might buy a few more shares next week, but we'll see about that. So that's what we've got going on with Upwork. ARCG, I did add a few more shares whenever it dipped down. So as you can see, I bought like 1 share here, 1 share here, 1 share there in the last week, but we did add to our position, and this has slowly grown to a 10.8% holding of our portfolio. So far we're up $120 or 7.9%. Also think that this is a pretty good stock to buy right now because it's on a dip. That's why I'm personally buying it. I do have slight feeling that this might break the pattern that it's currently in. Like right now it's at the support. I feel like it might break the pattern and then fall below that so we can get it at an even cheaper price. That's just my kind of like perspective on it. What might happen, not saying it will, but nonetheless, I think the price it's at right now is still a really good price to buy it at, and that's why I'm buying it. So yeah, that's what we got going on with ARCG. Still want to increase this position, gonna keep buying it whenever it dips. Shopify, we actually added a lot to this position. We have a full share of Shopify in our portfolio right now, and I thought what better time to do it than right now where it's on a dip. And I think that this stock truly has a 7 to 8x potential, maybe even 10x plus in the future. E-commerce is such a massive industry, and Shopify is one of the biggest companies that does this, where they allow people to create their own websites, and they actually have websites for a very large amount of major brands actually use Shopify to make their sites, and all the payments go through that. So this company definitely is a great deal in my opinion, and I think that I'm good with the position I have right now because I did dump in $1,000 into this stock. That's nothing to like disregard. That's a large amount of money. But I think that the position I'm at with Shopify right now is definitely enough for me. And in the future, if I do see a good buying opportunity, I might add in a few fractional shares. But this is definitely just a hold for me. Tattooed Chef kind of fell in the last week. Not too much though. Actually, a decent amount, 5%. We're down on it a little bit, but I'm still really confident in this stock. I'm just going to plan on holding it. Really funny that it says that there's only 2 employees here in this company on Robinhood. I bet that's false. I mean, how could that be true? But yeah, I think Dropbox is still a great stock. Tattoo Chef, great stock, and I'm just going to be holding it. And here come the dumb stocks that I bought, except for one. One of them's not a dumb stock. So I did kind of jump on the hype train. I did buy a little bit of Nokia. I bought a little bit of AMC. And I bought some naked shares. Why naked? Well, I'll explain that in a second. So Nokia, along with GameStop and BlackBerry, are one of those stocks that are being extremely pumped by Wall Street bets right now. And I thought, why not put 50 bucks in it? Like, it's not gonna hurt me, and I might as well have some fun with it. So that's what I did. No deeper meaning to this at all. Basically just holding it to see where it goes from here. Basically just a fun holding for me. If it grows, awesome. If it doesn't, that's perfectly fine. AMC, also same thing with this one. I put another 50 bucks into it. I did lose already 18% on this position, but hey, I'm not complaining. I did buy this for fun. Did not expect to make any serious amount of money from it. So that's why I'm not complaining and I'm not scared at all. When am I going to sell this? I'll just see how it goes. We'll see how Wall Street Bets continues in the next week. If it's still as intense as this week was, I'm gonna keep holding. If not, I'll just let it go. Nothing too deep on this stock. But there's two other stocks that I wanted to mention: Naked and ACTC. Naked is another one of those stocks that I think could get pumped by Wall Street Bets. And the reason I bought into this stock, a little more than the other ones actually, is that because it only was pumped around, okay, it was pumped a ton, never mind. It was pumped around 690% in the last month. But I think that this stock, at the market cap it is at right now, if it does get picked up by Wall Street Bets and they start like going crazy with this stock, this stock with such a small market cap can be moved around with such ease, with all the people who are in the Wall Street Bets Reddit community, which is over 6 million at the moment. I think that this market cap can easily skyrocket to 1 billion or even $10 billion if they do pick it up. If they don't, that's fine. I'll probably just lose half my money on it. But if they do, that's like 100x on your money. Not saying it's gonna happen. That's just my little, I guess, gamble, I would call it, because it's not anything sophisticated at all. But yeah, I did actually buy one stock sophisticatedly, if you want to call it that way, which is ACTC. And this stock is actually a SPAC for the stock for the company Proterra, which has been creating electrical buses for, I think it's been close to 10 years now. If we can scroll down and see, I don't know why it's, oh, this is probably because of the spec. But this company has over $190 million in revenue. The company continues to grow. It's the leader in its industry. I don't see any major competition for them at all creating electrical buses. And I personally think that this company can 10x in the next few years, especially with this tiny market cap of $700 million. Easily can go to 7 billion, 10 billion, in my opinion, as this company continues to grow. And if it does get picked up by any larger investors, or Wall Street notices the potential in the stock, then I think that it can greatly increase in price. So that's why I bought $230 of it. I definitely want to add a little bit more. Not sure how much more, because this is still an extremely risky stock because it's super low market cap, but I do have a firm belief in the stock. So that's $230 that we invest in this stock. All right, and now for the last thing in our portfolio, one thing that I'm pretty sure I'm going to get rid of. Actually, not going to say I'm going to get rid of it, but I got some Bitcoin here, and this Bitcoin has been going nuts. I've made over 1.4K from it, which is really hard to believe. I was buying it in at like 10,000, 11,000, and then recently I was buying it just a little bit at the higher prices, but the majority of my investments were from when the stock was cheaper. So you can see my average cost was around $13,000 per Bitcoin. So we put in $900 and now we have $2,300, which is bonkers. And especially since Bitcoin did shoot up a lot today. At the peak, especially because Elon Musk tweeted about it, at the peak it was up at by 16% today, and now it dipped back down. but I really like Bitcoin and all, but it's starting to get to me that Robinhood may not be the best place to invest in it. That's why I said I might be looking to get rid of it. But the thing I love about Robinhood is that they don't have any fees. So especially like buying Bitcoin isn't like a huge expense on the fees. Like with the amount that I'm going to be buying and selling, like 2.3K, like the fees aren't going to be that large in respect to the amount that I'm buying / selling. But I just personally started investing in Bitcoin. The first place I started investing in Bitcoin was on Robinhood, and I think that I'm still really not sure what I want to do. I might be looking to move it out from Robinhood because you don't have your own private keys. You can't send it to anyone. You can't receive Bitcoin. So that's the only main concern I have. But overall, if I'm just planning on buying and holding, like not doing anything with it, I don't really see a major problem with holding it on Robinhood. But that's just something I need to think about more. And you guys can actually comment. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below so I can get your guys' opinions on it. But yeah, that's basically our portfolio. Last week, not too good, but we're looking for a nice rebound next week. Hopefully that goes well. So thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.